Peace family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about you being in charge of your destiny and your journey. You know what I'm saying? You are definitely in charge. I know for some cultures, you know, they feel as though if they don't have any control really and it's left up to the higher power, you know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, and just looking at the facts, that's not the case. Because if that was the case, the system wouldn't be in place the way it is. You know, we wouldn't have so many people maneuvering around regular. But the regular in this matrix society is with ill intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see most people holding the doors for each other. You know what I'm saying? Just doing little subtle organic polite gestures, you know what I'm saying? Not the artificial polite shit, you know what I'm saying? But we lost a lot of people, you know, due to their journeys and their paths that they chose to take, whether it was at a younger age or midway through, you know what I'm saying, or a quarter way through. Unless you're a child, you know what I'm saying, then that's mostly based around your environment, your parental structure, you know what I'm saying? But I had a homie that I was that I met when I was in the system, and me and him was real cool in there, like this and there. Like we had both started banging the same gang. You know, he had started already before me, but we switched under the same big homie around the same time. Like we ate together, like we worked out together. We did a lot of shit together, you know what I'm saying? And it was like this transition had happened where it was like he chose to move under a different leader. So when he chose to move under a different leader and I chose to go to this leader over here, it showed more where our decision makings was at along our own personal journeys. As much love as I had for my bro. But it also played a factor in him moving on to his next journey a lot sooner. So when we had touched down and we was back out here on the land just maneuvering around, he stayed in like Norfolk. I'm Central VA, but we still took that 2.5, 3 hour drive to fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? We did get a chance to build in person on the land probably about somewhere between 3 to 5 times. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he had a situation where we on the land, but he decided to go hang out with his big homie, which is his leader. He decided to go under out Hampton Road somewhere, and his big homie had beef and shit going on around him. You know what I'm saying? So my man's is out there in his, you know, his leader's area with one of his cousins, and the leader had a situation. So towards the end of the night when they leaving the lodge or the lounge area, you know what I'm saying, it's like, from what I got from my bro's shorty at the time, it was like he was on the phone with her while they was leaving out, and he was saying like, yo, I'm about to go get thugs so that way we can go ahead and spin and head back towards Norfolk or whatever. But in the process of him telling his shorty that and getting off the phone, he go over there to kind of get his peoples, the leader, you know what I'm saying, and trying to get the situation chill. The people who had beef with him had just pulled it out, you know what I'm saying, hit my peoples one time in the head and hit the other dude, the leader, you know, the big homie, they hit him like 4 or 5 times in the chest. So it was like my bro, he died instantly. You know, he was gone right on to his journey. But the other one, he made it to the ambulance a little bit, and then he was done from there too. And what's crazy about the story is, it's like a month or 2 before that happened, my bro had just told me that his shorty was pregnant. This was his first seed on the way. You know what I'm saying? You bring in a new life as a life leaves out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's hard to say like he didn't have no other options or choices in that journey. You know what I'm saying? That was fully in his control as far as how he chose to maneuver around. And he also had me beside him who was making the other decision. So he could have flowed with me anyways. But I know we men, so we gonna make our own decisions based off of, you know, what feels better and then the logic behind it, or the logic first and then what feels better. However you manage your shit as a male, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, there was plenty of things that I could think of along that time span and of knowing him as far as how that didn't have to be the case. And I could think of numerous other people who had shit happen to them and they moved on to their next journey a lot sooner than, you know, the ones around them expected them to. But we also have to understand, like, if you going against nature's flow, then you moving with the opposition. So when you moving with the opposition, they're putting you in every position to crash you out. You know what I'm saying? Or to crash other people out with you in the process. What happened with that situation was my bro, big homie Thug, he crashed out, but he also crashed my bro out with him. You know what I'm saying? And my bro also made that choice by going through all the way out his way to go vibe with him. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just one example. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all got examples, because I got numerous of other situations where people moved on to their journeys a lot sooner than people was expecting, and then it becomes oh yeah, they was called on. No, they wasn't called on. They wasn't moving with the flow of the universe. If you think about it, what mark did most of them leave behind outside of the bonds and connections we held with them? Outside of the bonds that we created with them, that we still cherish, because I definitely still cherish my bonds with my bro, whether he was moving in this direction or that direction, you know what I'm saying? But it's other people that's moved on too, you know, that wasn't. The thing is like, if you want to live a long life, you have to follow nature and the natural flow of life to live your longest life. When they show these old people from across country and overseas and shit, and they be 110, 105 still walking better than some of the 60, 70, 80 years olds that's over here, they're following nature and the natural flow of the universe. I heard a saying before, it was like, they had two people working at what would you call it? Two people working at one of those factories, you know, one of them old school factories, for 30 years. One person caught cancer from them 30 years. The other person didn't catch cancer. But they both worked at the same factory for 30 years. What was the difference? The hugest part of that story that differentiates everything is most likely their belief systems. Their belief systems. Your belief system holds a lot more weight and strength than you honestly could even understand. Like, and that's why I be so adamant on people understanding, like, you have to know if you're not flowing with nature and the natural flow, you're going against it. So you always going to get some extra witchy shit on top of your accomplishments. It's always going to be something that hits you, you know, in the back burner, whether it's like health or like some kind of accident or something that kind of hits you, because that's what comes with the opposition. It's like that's how their reward system works, by fucking you over. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that we all have to move on to our next journey eventually. You know what I'm saying? Nobody stays. Nobody stays. I don't care how witchy they got, talking about some transferring your consciousness over here. All this witchy spell shit, really all they talking about is, hey, I want you to put everything about you on here, and then I'll take everything that I know about you and put it on here, and then we'll save this, and we'll put this over here and we can use this for later. Like, you have to break things down and simplify it and not keep it so complicated with their words. Their words, that's why they use these big ass words to confuse people, because the first thing you're gonna think about is, oh, I don't even know what the fuck the word means. And then you, maybe I want to figure it out, maybe I don't want to figure it out. But it's like, we all have choices and decisions. It's a lot of times where I done been in situations where if I didn't make the decisions I made, I'm pretty sure I would be already gone to my next journey. I'm almost 1,000% sure I would have been on to my next journey numerous of times if I wasn't making the decisions that I was making. And that let me know that I am in control of my destiny, but I'm also being guided by following the flow of the universe. You get guidance from following the flow of the universe. I don't sit around and talk to my spirit guides, they just pop out and they do shit. And then what happens is I notice, I be like, oh shit, I be like, damn, y'all always looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always looking out. Y'all already know what time it is, man. They always looking out. But I don't sit around and have full out conversations. That's not what we do. That's not what the fuck we do. It's other humans to talk to, like, or I build within myself. They just send their messages and we receive the messages. We send messages and they receive the message. You know what I'm saying? But we are more in control than what we think. It's great to have a belief system. Those are extremely powerful. Your belief system is extremely powerful. I would say that's almost like one of your top recipes to your strengths. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no good belief system, then how you gonna know what to stand on? How you gonna know where your strength come from? You know what I'm saying? You're not really gonna have an understanding of it. So it's like just comprehending that we are more in charge, and we receive guidance. Somebody comes here and they gone at 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old. That don't mean that was all they was supposed to be doing here. These were just the steps that they took that connected them over here. And most of them didn't have nobody healthy around them that knew the flow of nature to follow. So their people guided them into that position. Like somebody getting shot at 13, 14 years old, like saying like, oh, an innocent kid was outside. Well, the kid was innocent, but that's due to the guidance of the parents. You already know what kind of environment you in. So the parents who are responsible, you're fucking responsible. I'm responsible for mine. Like, that's your responsibility. That didn't mean that that's all that child was supposed to do. Fuck all that. Somebody got to take accountability and responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And the way the system is structured is for nobody to take accountability or responsibility for shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of left open in the air. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can take the accountability, or if you don't want to, blah, blah, blah. There's no repercussions behind or anything like that, because you don't go to jail for certain kind of spiritual tactics and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's only for certain mostly physical 3D things that you do. So if you figure out a way to manipulate people's spiritual world, you don't even have to worry about jail prison concept. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not even in their laws. But we are not destined to like just be, we make those decisions and we make those turns ourselves. I'm pretty sure you can think of situations where you took a right turn where you could have took a left. Matter of fact, something was pulling you to the left and you said, get the fuck off me, and you went right. And after you went right, maybe a couple minutes, a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, you're like, oh shit, I'm glad I did not go that way. Damn, that shit saved me so much time and energy. You know what I'm saying? But we are in control of our destinies, you know what I'm saying? And you will be rewarded when you follow the natural flow of nature with any of your belief systems. You know what I'm saying? If you're Muslim and you follow the natural flow, you're going to be rewarded. If you're Christian, you follow the natural flow, you're going to be rewarded. But you have to follow the natural flow of life. You have to follow it as much as you can. If you can only follow it to like 40%, then try to push that shit to 50 or 60. You know what I'm saying? If you can follow it 70%, try to push that shit to 80, 90%. You know what I'm saying? But figure out your measurements. But I ain't want to run it up too long. Y'all tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.